Hello, hockey, basketball, and soccer fans. My name is David. I thought I would start this video at 10:50 on the evening of Friday, 15th of March 2024 Eastern Time. So that's 2:50 a.m. Saturday, 16th of March GMT. What we'll do is talk about the Winnipeg Jets upcoming scheduled games. We'll start off with March. So yeah, in a previous video, which is a short one, I referred to a 6-0 win over the Ducks at Canada Life Center, the Jets' home arena. So Jets will be losing the comforts of home, and in that short video, I briefly referred to a then upcoming slate of away games. So yeah, it's going to be taking place mostly within the northeastern United States megalopolis. Although first, starting with the Blue Jackets in Nationwide Arena in the Ohio capital Columbus. On Sunday, evening game Eastern Time, a little bit early though, 6 broadcast start time on TSN Channel 3. And the usual broadcast restrictions for games broadcast on TSN. I have a subscription via my TV service provider to NHL Center Ice. Not promoting it, just saying that, just trying to get around, otherwise it would be blacked out games. I follow all 7 of Canada's NHL teams and cheer for the Raptors. So definitely, there are games I miss. I'm going to watch as many of them as I can. But again, it's mostly about the Winnipeg Jets. So what I'm going to do is get into the games. All those road games are going to be on TSN Channel 3, the Canadian network, Canadian TV network. So, unless it's happens to be Hockey Night in Canada, or it's really the only game on, or it's like a national telecast on Sportsnet, the Jets games are usually only available either through TSN, in the Jets viewing region, or via TV subscription, such as NHL Center Ice. So after the Blue Jackets, the Jets will fly into the New York City metro area, where they'll be making their base camp for the next 3 games. So verse 2, we 7 Eastern Time broadcast start times, 6 p.m. Central. So against the Rangers on the Tuesday at Madison Square Garden, against the Devils on Thursday at the Prudential Center in Newark, slightly to the southwest of Manhattan. And then UBS Arena in Elmont, so it'll be 1 Eastern Time, noon Central. Then after that game, it's get ready to... Not sure how far Washington D.C. is from New York. Just going to see the distance. Capital One Arena, which is the home arena of the Washington Capitals. So what we're going to do is, because it's going to be a very early start to the game. So yeah, it's yeah. All right, so I'm just going to see there. All right, so I'm just going to see there. Going to just open up the YouTube. I'm going to open up the Google Maps for directions from where they're. All right, so they're going to be going from. Probably the Jets will be staying in the same New York City area hotel. Not sure exactly what hotel they're going to be staying in, but again, it may be that they'll be staying in a Manhattan hotel. So they'll at least stay in close proximity to Newark. Go down and play the Devils, and then go scoot on over to the Isles. So it'll be, I don't know. Just going to try to go. All right, I'm going to go to... Just going to see if I can get there. All right, I'm just going to... All right, looks like I'm having a difficulty here. Pennsylvania Plaza, New York City. Just going to see what the distance is, just have some idea. And it's actually close. So it may be, after the game, right after that game with the Ranger, or with the Isles. Oh wait, excuse me. All right, okay. So maybe it is. All right, or maybe you is. Maybe they'll go right from. Maybe they'll go right from UBS Arena because it's very, it's 4 hours. Like a bit over 4 hours by road. I know that that's the distance from UBS Arena, home of the Isles, to Capital One Arena, the home of the Capitals. It's a long, it's a bit over 4 minutes according to Google Maps. There was 244 miles, which is, let's see, kilometers. So it's a bit under 400 kilometers. According to Google Maps. So yeah, it's a bit over 390 kilometers away. Again, I'm not sure exactly what the hotel is going to be, but it's going to be right in the bus and go down. I mean, yeah, I suppose they could fly, but it's kind of at that point where they have to go to security, clear security, get the luggage and all that. So it makes it be more convenient to take the bus, to get on the buses and go down to Washington, D.C. And then sleep there, and then get ready to play the next day. There may not be much of a time savings going by air than by road. But again, it'll be interesting to see how they do that, because it's, like the Capitals, probably the Jets will probably not be facing any of those teams in the Stanley Cup final, or at least the Jackets almost certainly be eliminated. Who knows about the others? Devils aren't having a great season. The Isles, who knows? Could be either or, but I don't like the Isles' chances of going beyond the conference quarterfinal. So yeah, so after that series is over, it's going to be fly back home to host the Oilers, Golden Knights, and Sens to end off March. And then in April, it's kind of a mixed bag. So it'll be a continuation of the road of the homestand. So Kings and Flames on the 1st and 4th of April, respectively. So 8 p.m. Eastern Time broadcast start times. It's going to see here. It's going to go to. It's going to go. All right. I'm going to go to the last few games of the 23-24 regular season, because, well, we don't know about playoff games. Playoff matchups still to be determined. There's still a lot in play in the Western Conference in terms of placement of teams. I mean, East and the Central, like, they're very close if they were going into games that were scheduled to take place on Friday Eastern Time. So what I'm going to do is going to go. All right, so we have TSN 3 carrying those games. Just before we go to April, we're just going to try to mention here. So the games take place up to including the 28th of March Eastern Time will be broadcast on TSN 3. 26th of March Eastern Time be also broadcast on Sportsnet West, probably with a regional restriction for the Oilers broadcast. I'm not sure if I'll get, via NHL Center Ice, I'll be getting the Oilers. If I do end up watching that game, if I'll be getting the Oilers broadcast on Sportsnet or the Jets broadcast on TSN. Should be a very interesting game if I get to it. Not sure how many other games we'll be playing. It'll be featuring Canadian NHL or NBA teams. Look that up. So yeah, the Golden Knights, definitely a test. Even if the two teams don't face each other until at least conference final. And then we have the Sens on CTV and Sportsnet West. So yeah, on the 30th, the Hockey Night in Canada Hockey Night in Canada telecasts. And yeah, I'm going to try to watch that one. So then we go to April, the continuation of the homestand. So against Kings and Flames. Kings on Monday Eastern Time. So it's 9 Eastern broadcast start time on TSN 3. I'm all looking at English language Canadian TV network. So TSN 3, TSN Channel 3 for that. And against Calgary, home against Calgary Flames, be on Sportsnet West. And TSN 3, not sure which NHL Center rights I'll be getting broadcast, and I'm not sure what it'll be because honestly, I don't know. And I mean, a lot of times it's the TSN broadcast, but again, if it's a Canadian NHL team, if it's another one, if it's like a Western Canadian team or Eastern one, really depends. So Saturday, 4 Eastern time, it'll be a road trip. Another one. There'll be no game feature, no game on any pairing of calendar days Eastern time. So 4 Eastern time broadcasts TSN 3 on the 6th of April, then 9th, 11th, and 13th of April. So 8 Eastern time games against the Preds at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, and on the Thursday, 8th, 11th of April Eastern time at American Airlines Arena in Dallas. So it's going to be a lot of air miles. And then for the weekend, for the final weekend game before the Stanley Cup playoffs begin, 4 Eastern time against the Avs. So on TSN 3. And then a couple games coming up here. A couple games during the week of the 14th of April Eastern time. So 16th and 18th will be both of the games broadcast on TSN 3. And in the case of the Canucks game, also on Sportsnet Pacific, probably going to be geo-restricted, other than if there's like a blackout, busting, or whatever TV subscription, which I have. I'm saying I'm not promoting TV subscriptions at all, just like saying that's what I'm doing to try to get around restrictions in the broadcasts. And yeah. I think of the Odd Man Rush YouTube bands claim, I don't know how many years ago, 2022, 2023, we claimed that it had sucked big time to have to now navigate TV blackouts. But again, I'm doing what I can. So 16th of April, Eastern time. So that's 8 Eastern. Both of them 8 Eastern time games. So the first then will be hosting the Seattle Kraken, and then on the 18th, be hosting the Vancouver Canucks in the third and last game of the Canucks Jets 2023-24 regular season series. Keep in mind it's opposite division. It's different divisions in the same conference. So basically, when it comes to the NHL regular season, typically a team will play up to this many games against some divisional opponents. Against all remaining intra-conference opponents, every team will typically play this many games. If it's against teams in the opposite conference, it'll be this many games, with one game each away from home and at home. So, for instance, the Habs will have ended up playing in their regular season series against the Canucks a game at the Bell Center and at Rogers Arena before the regular season is done. As the Habs are probably not going to see playoff action, probably not going to be. The two teams will probably not see each other in the postseason. So again, the regular season is what I like about the regular season is a diversity of opponents. Something that typically isn't true. Doesn't apply to the postseason. Where a lot of teams in the postseason, well, there are only two that make it to a Stanley Cup final, and it's hard to know which ones they are going to be. So I'm going to go just before I go. The Jets have a relatively light slate of games left, down the stretch. So what I'm going to do is going into games that were scheduled to take place on Friday Eastern Time. The Winnipeg Jets, where to go here, were in third in the Central Division with 87 points over 65 games via 41-19 4-1 win, regulation loss, OT loss, shootout loss record. Avs and Stars had been tied on points with 89, but with the Avs having played fewer games at 67 to the Dallas Stars 68. The Avs with a 42-20 4-1 record, and the Dallas Stars with a 40-19 7-2 record. So again, the Jets had needed to be careful, had needed to be aware of a Preds team that had been on fire during its last 10 games, having won 8, and of the 2 losses in the last 10, both had come in overtime. The Preds had yet to lose a game in a shootout, having had put up a 2-0 record in that part of games. If you got there, so 2 games, 2 shootout wins out of 2 possible games. So in terms of the other teams, the Jets are 14 points ahead of the Minnesota Wild, 16 ahead of St. Louis Blues, and Coyotes are even further back, 59 points, almost not going to see playoff action. So really, I think I think the Jets only, the Jets had really only needed to worry about the the Preds leapfrogging them. So that's really what it is about there. So it's going to be very interesting here. So the Jets, if they can continue to play well, they should remain, at worst in third in the Central. So that still means it could be the Stars or Avs, depending on what happens. Because I don't see the Stars or Avs going down into a wildcard spot. Yes, I know one of those teams may go down, but I see if the Jets, because again, it was the Jets of those teams had the fewest number of points in the last 10. So Avs had put up 15. The Stars, 13. The Jets, 12. So the Preds, 18. So So what we're going to do is go to where the standings are as of game, or at least in the Central Division. So what I'm going to do is, Winnipeg Jets leapfrogged over the Avs and Stars into first. Well, effectively a 3-way tie. Just going to see if there is a listing of games of those games to find out which games were still going on as of the recording of this video. And I'm just going to go. So there were only 2 games. The Ducks Jets and Kings Blackhawks won. Blackhawks are effectively out. I mean, they were unlikely to qualify anyway. 41 points. With 41 points, they had been way behind, like over 30 points out. So not likely to qualify for a playoff spot, even if they had been eliminated mathematically. So it's going to be very interesting to find out what happens, because I just anticipate lots of movement. I mean, the Jets, again, the Jets have not won consecutive games for quite some time. So this month, it's been, the month started off with 2 wins. It's going to go to February just to find out if the win streak started in February. Nope, they've been on a roll for much of that month, and then in March they've kind of cooled off a little bit. So 2-game win streak, wins over the Canes and Sabres, and then I don't alternate wins and losses a little bit here. So a 4-3 regulation loss for the Kraken, and then a 3-0 win over the same squad. So his loss was at Canada Life Center, the win at Climate Pledge Arena. And then it was a big loss, a blowout, 5-0 against the Canucks at Rogers Arena. Again, after a big win over the Kraken. So, yeah. And then there was a 3-0 win over the Caps. And then a 4-2 loss by to the Preds. 6-0 win over the Ducks. So 3 games at home. So, yeah, alternating wins and losses. Can the Jets get out of that pattern? I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But in the meantime, the video's getting kind of long. Before I wrap things up, thought I would do is I did cover the Raptors and the Raptors games during the weekend in a separate short video. But it's going to be a very busy slate of games. So now it's approaching the 21 minutes 20 seconds, 21 minutes 15-second mark as I start about the games take place during the coming weekend. So yeah, so it's going to be a very busy slate of games on Saturday Eastern Time. So it's going to be an afternoon one, Sens and Isles at UBS Arena. So this is Canadian NHL team playing. So then we're going to go to a rather crowded slate of games take place on Saturday Eastern Time. So it's going to be Habs and Flames at Scotiabank Saddledome, broadcast on all CBC regional channels. Canes Leafs game on all Sportsnet regional channels. Then we go to a crowded slate of games. So Avs Oilers on at least on Sportsnet Ontario East and West. Caps Canucks game on Sportsnet Pacific. And Sunday Eastern Time let's figure out what the Raptors are playing, but going to be still 2 Canadian teams in action on Sunday Eastern Time. So we'll have the Canes rolling into Ottawa, rolling into Canada and Southeastern Ontario to play the Sens. The game will be on the usual TSN broadcast. Jets and Blue Jackets. So I'm not sure which game I'm going to watch, but yeah, it'll be difficult because it'll be on separate TSN channels and it'll be kind of simultaneous broadcast. And then the Raptors, just have to figure out how that's going to happen. So he's going to check for the Raptors for the next review is. So what I'm going to do is, So what I'm going to do is just quickly recap for the broadcast of the Raps Magic game coming up here. So it's going to be alright. So it's going to be on. It's going to be on Sunday Eastern Time, so 6 Eastern Time. It's going to be a very interesting one. It's going to be simultaneous broadcasts of the Canes, Sens, Jets, Blue Jackets, and Raptors Magic games. Oh boy. It's going to be difficult to choose, but I'll see what happens. Switch in between the 3 games, find out which is going to happen, which result beyond doubt. It'll be very interesting. I'm going to wrap this up. So let's wrap up. Just if you like the video, please make sure to click that. I do encourage anyone who likes the video to click that like button at the bottom of the video. I also encourage anyone who wants to subscribe to my channel to please feel free to do so. And if you do subscribe to my channel, you get Videos get out there more widely to the YouTube community, and who doesn't want that? Particularly when it comes to Canadian sports, Canadian NHL, NBA teams. That's what I cover for the most part on my channel. If you do click the notification bell, you get more timely notifications from YouTube videos that I post. I do try to put out videos at least every other week. I try to put out videos at least weekly, whether long or short ones. I put out more short ones than long ones typically, and I plan to continue to do so. But if it's a very long one, and we'll do that. So anyway, I'm gonna say, go Leafs, go Raptors, go Toronto FC, go. And with respect to other Canadian national sports teams for which I cheer, go Canada, go.